Hi, I'm Tori Pence. Have you ever been interested in art history, the study of art through history? I know, it's pretty simple to figure out. I am a student of the arts myself, but I was fascinated by art history when I was in college and the study of humanity through the lens of the way that we create, of the traditions visually, orally, that we create as human beings. So I thought today we'd take the opportunity to take you through the very beginnings of art history. Our planet is old, our people are diverse and many, but I think we can start in prehistoric periods in the early Paleolithic. So, if you think of art, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I'll give you a second to think about it. It might be a sculpture, it might be a painting, and for early man, very possibly, it could be anything. So, let's go back to the earliest of days. Let's say the early Paleolithic. In 1908, we have a figurine found in Willendorf, Austria. This is the Venus of Willendorf. And you'd think, why is she called Venus? Like, why is Venus a significant name for this figure? She's large, she is voluptuous, she is just a woman of rich form. And she, we believe, could be many different things, but one of which could be a fertility figurine. So if you consider that, this woman whose large figure could be seen as like easily childbearing, rich and ready to produce more offspring. So maybe this figure was created as something to be carried around. She's very small, she's easily handed off, maybe given to someone who's having a difficulty in childbirth, or as a charm to ward off, ill effects of childbearing. So, if you consider a figure like that being made in prehistory, is that what people were thinking about? Is that what they were focused on? Is that what occupied their thoughts? We can see through the lens of the things that were created to what people were seeing as most important. So let's fast forward a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean we're going to head into 1940 in France. Have you ever heard of Lascaux? So at this point in 1940, all's well, the world is great, la-da-da.
Oh boy.
A young boy running around, having a great time with his dog Robot, which again, wonderful name. Robot stumbles upon this cave, falls down into a hole, and this boy is terrified. Oh my goodness, what's wrong? My dog is gone. And he wanders down into this cave, this whole system of caves in Lascaux, and there is art everywhere. All throughout the walls, all over every piece of this intricate connection of caves is man's prints. Incredible. Handprints, animals, paintings that are connected to the rock.
I don't think I can do it.
An early man, really, you can see in this moment what is most important to them. A lot of times it's just a handprint on the wall. And these are fascinating. Depending on the way you see the prints, it could be a hand dipped into paint, pressed into the wall, or a hand put on the wall and paint sprayed around it.
That's a lot of cheese.
So if you look at these pieces and think, all right, were they just thinking expressively? Were they just trying to find new ways to think as human beings and to show that they existed in this planet?
I shouldn't have gotten the extra most.
Impressing themselves onto the world? Or are they trying to communicate with this work? Art doesn't need to be about communication. It can just be a gesture to say, I am here, I lived, I am alive. So in these caves, as we see evidence of early man, we can no longer go into those caves.
I can't do it.
We've affected the environment. And now we have the opportunity to go into a recreated
I can't do it.
Mankind is tenacious. And we survive. And we flourish and we thrive. We create. It's what makes us human, is that ability to continue and to move forward and to make. And so
How much time you got left, Tori?
As we begin at about, I'm at Lascaux. That's like early history. So like you've got you got a couple more eras. I mean, we're in prehistory.
I can't stop eating pizza until you're done.
Well, I gotta go through the Mesolithic, and that's gonna take a minute, and also like early
I
Mesopotamia.
have to obey the cosmic rules.
Yeah, look, I can skip to classical civilization if you're cool with that.
There you go.
Okay. So let's talk classical civilizations. Greece. So.
Oh gosh.
It's Greece, not
As old.
Okay. So Greece is going to be the standard of a lot of the art that's made in later times. So let's go back. Let's say 526 CE. Let's talk about early Christian and Byzantine art and architecture.
Bottoms up.
You've gone from a period of time when art was classical creations, right? Greek art, it was all about the human form, the human figure, the beautiful nature of humanity, mostly of man. There was a big fascination with men in classical Greece. And so the art
Please, I don't want to do it.
Beautiful stoneworks really celebrating human form. Really seeing people being created as we see them. And then you notice,
I want to swallow.
not too many years after, a switch and a change in the way that art is shown and the way that people are portrayed. And a lot of people believe or look at this art.
Go to modern art.
Okay.
Modern art.
So art is really good in the Byzantine era. It's just also trying to communicate.
Byzantine.
Yeah. Well, the Byzantine is an important. We could go to Romanesque, Gothic, modern.
Fine.
You want just high Renaissance, Mannerism, Rococo?
Yes.
Okay. Rococo is fascinating because some people are like, Rococo is the worst. It's just Rococo is in many ways like an exploration of the decadent, of
the decadent.
Absolutely, of a feast for the eyes. Everything is outrageous. Everything is colorful. Everything is filling a space with just so much light, brightness, color, pattern, shape. You'll see a lot of French paintings of that period. If you've ever noticed, all those frilly wigs, people on swings, those big dresses. The fashion of the time really echoes the art of that period.
That's great. That's great. Let's wrap this up.
Okay. We're gonna skip past neoclassicism and romanticism and realism into impressionism. Yeah, impressionism.
Okay.
All right, impressionism is really going to change the way that we think about art. It really took everything that we knew and understood about art and tossed it out the window. So in the 1860s to the 1880s, we see a period of time where art was no longer about what we see, but about what we feel when we look at a face. So the artists felt more free to experiment, to play, to not look at
my movements are not my own.
A jar and see a jar, but see what form that jar could take in their minds. It didn't have to look like what they saw before them, and so you got this freedom of expression, of this new free way of thinking. Okay, then we.
People still paint now.
Of course, in all things, absolutely. Post-impressionism moved past that and kind of backtracked on it.
Now we're all caught up, right?
No, we got Cubism. That's and Futurism, a little surrealism. Do you like Dali? Can we talk about Dali for a second?
Dali died. The end.
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.